Yum, dude. Those bubble letters are good.
Testing.
Oh, and the 90s inside the eye bubble.
All right, we're live.
I like the one where you cut through it.
Yeah.
I really like that.
I had to.
Well, and it also... Wait, why did you... Where's 102 at?
102 is right next to you, actually. It hasn't been hung. This is 105.
What? Oh, you just didn't hang it up yet or something?
All right, man. I challenge you to keep this microphone pointed at you like this, but talk parallel to it like this, about 6 to 12 inches from your face.
All right, give me 1 second.
You're going to forget that.
I know I'm going to forget. I'm not used to it.
It'll be okay. Just mirror how I got it.
So, what makes you feel like you'd be important to this company?
Oh, shit. I don't know. You could fire me right now.
What makes you feel like you got the drive to succeed in this business?
Well, for starters, you know, I feel like I've been here for a long time. I know that my dad is the boss. So it's like you can't really fire me.
Fuck, I hate those kids. I quit.
You quit?
Yeah, I quit.
Oh, okay. Get fucked.
When are we live?
We're live.
You never told me.
I did tell you. I just said we're live.
I wasn't listening good enough. You should know that. What do you want to talk about?
Dude, what do you want to talk about? I'm glad we did this today because I was serious on the phone when I said when things get pushed back twice, I feel like in my world they just don't happen.
See, I got friends that say that too, but I disagree with it.
I just feel like 2 times pushback, you can just, it ain't going to happen.
Throw it out the window at that point.
Yeah. My car right now is full of books. You want to see this?
Yeah, some of the photo, I heard about it.
And I'm
like
looking
my
about
friends
getting
told me,
these shelves and then making myself a library. Here.
Oh my god, you were joking when you said full of.
It's clapped out, so the suspension is on the.
Yo, how many books do you have in there?
A lot, man.
In the front too? You put a whole library in there.
I know.
What are you gonna do with all that?
Well, they're supposed to be donated. Supposed to be. They're supposed to be. Listen, this is how this sort of thing works.
There's enough books to be donated.
My grandmother, my grandfather has passed away, which is very sad, and my grandmother.
I need it back.
What was I saying? My grandmother has moved to a. Dang, I cut that thing twice. Assisted living, but it's like it's not really assisted living. She can take care of herself. It's like a half and half.
Okay.
Hybrid. And basically, her house is full of things that she didn't take.
Like how many things are you talking here?
Well, like, you know, things that like, you know, it gets spread out amongst grandchildren and children, like, you know, nice pieces of furniture, but like, there's lots of stuff in there that does not have a home. So a lot of it's going to get donated.
What about the house?
The house is going to be sold.
The whole house is sold?
Yeah, that's sort of like why it's a pressing matter, because like in I think 10 more days, the house won't belong to us anymore.
Dang.
Or her. And yeah,
are y'all selling it through the bank?
No, it's like a gated community. It's like a gated community, so it's like very much part of like the community. Yeah. I think. I don't listen.
Something like that.
I don't know. But what I do know is that I want to do one of these episodes in her empty house. 1 or 2 episodes in her empty house.
You only have a few days, right?
Yeah.
It'd be pretty cool.
I think it would be too.
Yeah. Man, call it out.
Yeah, man. I don't feel guilty about it at all.
I wouldn't either.
Maybe a little bit.
It's Jersey Mike's.
My arm hurts. I like Jersey Mike's.
How bad does it hurt?
I love Jersey Mike's.
I do too.
Pretty bad.
End of the day, though.
It's probably really good that I gave myself 1 extra day. Like I can't when I extend it like that.
So how did you hit that thing? Were you not looking?
Do you see the bump? No.
Yeah, I see the bump.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, good to know. Yeah, I wasn't looking. Hit a Tesla.
Yeah, how are you not looking though? The only thing you gotta do on a bike is look forward. What were you looking at?
I don't fucking know. Left. I was in a roundabout, so maybe like.
Somewhere
Yeah,
else?
that's what I blame it on. Yeah, that's what I blame it on.
You have to start wearing a helmet.
I do wear a helmet.
A bigger
It's-
one.
It's right there. A bigger helmet. I should wear like arm pads and knee braces and stuff.
Yeah, and then you
that
put on a
actually would
vest.
really save my life. Knee braces and elbow pads. I actually might think about that.
Yeah, you should. I mean, I would normally say not to, but you're giving your history.
Yeah. Well, it's not even like, dude. Last time I crashed my bicycle before these past 2 times, I was hammered drunk,
Okay.
and that was a while ago. I was biking to RDU to catch a flight to Washington D.C. at like 3 a.m.
God.
And I was I hadn't even made it out of the NC State campus yet, and I was flying down this hill, like I said, hammered, and it was wet on the ground, I think, and I just fucking totally ate shit.
Dude, you know you can still get DUI on a bike?
Yeah, but fucking
Isn't that
try and catch
crazy?
me on. I don't mean to be like this guy, I know, but like you're not gonna catch me on a bicycle. I'll just go into the forest.
I don't know, man. If he didn't have to like, if hypothetically there was a cop, they wouldn't have to chase you.
Actually-
you'd work yourself out.
You know, actually, that's true.
You'd fall.
And like maybe like in my neighborhood, yeah, I could get away, but like the majority of that pilgrimage was on the side of the highway on my bicycle.
God.
So I'm surprised I didn't get pulled over. DUI on a bike, but
Yeah,
I wonder.
You can get DUI on a scooter.
I feel like of course you can get DUI. Oh, like a, not like a.
Yeah, I'm talking
Moped.
a spin scooter. You can get a DUI.
Oh, those are electric.
Oh, a non-electric scooter. You can get
Or a
DUI.
razor scooter.
Yeah, you can get a DUI on a razor scooter. No joke.
I think you can get a DUI on a horse too.
Depends if the horse knows its way.
You know, my buddy that's true, I guess. My buddy with the moped
Yeah.
has the moped because he has 2 DUIs.
Well,
He
why
like
do you
flipped
do
a
that?
car and like some crazy shit. Dude, he got bricked. Someone hit him in the back of the head with a brick.
What do you do?
Passed the fuck out and bled on the street.
No. I mean, to deserve that, was it random or intentional?
So he's clearly is a recovering alcoholic. So,
Yeah.
you know, it wouldn't be crazy to assume that he provoked someone at a bar that like
Didn't-
saw him later on.
It's got to be something like that.
Yeah, because I refuse to believe, like, I have this view of society, and dude, someone just bricks you in the back of the head?
No,
That's scary.
There's got to be a reason.
That's scary to believe. That makes me feel like a girl with the short skirt on,
Okay.
you know?
I know what you're saying.
But we really don't know what we're saying because we're men.
I can think about what you're saying.
I can
don't
go out
know.
at any time of day.
Yeah, that's a
I don't
privilege.
gotta worry about it.
Me either.
Is it a privilege or is it just dope? It's a definite privilege.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Stay strapped to get clapped. That's what they say.
I watched a war movie last night in theaters, Warfare.
Yeah, I heard.
Why don't
Isn't
you
that
make a
kinda weird?
podcast? It is kind of weird.
I know, that's the thing. I don't know,
It gets
man.
weirder. There's levels to the weird shit, you know. I have
Yeah, tell me about it.
my boy Valentine. You heard me talk about this yesterday. I have no idea what he looks like, but
Yeah.
we're like friends.
I did hear that because I saw your podcast from.
But it's not weird. It's only weird if like it's weird to someone that wasn't you and I. To us, it's normal.
You think so?
To me, it's certainly normal.
I think there could be a level of weirdness. I think you make it weird. You could make it weird.
I mean, yeah,
See, I watched yours.
but that would be like I'd have to do something abrupt right now, like make an OnlyFans, and then beg you
Yeah.
to subscribe.
That would be weird. I
I feel like I'd rock OnlyFans, man.
or maybe Feet Finder. Never know.
Feet Finder, I already know,
Oh, you already know.
but OnlyFans, I feel like is more competitive. I got beautiful feet. It'd be a walk in the park.
Too easy. You
I
need
got
a
hair on my
challenge.
knuckles. On a hot day, my veins are out on my feet.
Dude, last podcast went by so quick. What are we at right now? I don't even know.
Do you want to
5
know?
minutes? No, see, that's my perception of time is so bad.
Well, because this is not something you do. So
10
this one
minutes?
might feel like super long.
10 minutes? 5 minutes? We could be at a minute 30. I wouldn't even know.
We were right at 10 minutes.
Okay, that wasn't bad.
9 minutes, 50-something seconds.
I feel a little far away.
From me?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Why? You want to be closer?
I don't know.
I think this is like the perfect distance.
Perfect distance.
Yeah, because it's a little bit longer than you'd ever have a conversation with someone. Like, this is weird for you and me to be sitting talking. Like, this is not... You wouldn't find this length of table in a McDonald's in a classroom. Like, it's a little bit longer.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So,
Yeah, you found this table in, like, what, the dumpster, right?
yeah, and I think...
Why did they throw this out? I guess they didn't know what to do with it either.
Exactly.
It's just a big square.
Good shit gets thrown away all the time, man.
What are you going to do with this?
Good shit gets thrown away all the time. I was so happy that my buddy with the moped came and helped me move the books yesterday because he took so much stuff that would have just been like, I don't know, given away to someone else. But like at least this way he knows it's from me and it's from me from my grandparents.
That's true.
And it's like more magical that way. You know?
Yeah. I knows what you mean.
Magical. There was this one pot that he got above the fridge that was behind all these books. And it was a really nice pot, and it definitely wouldn't have gotten taken by
somebody else.
Yeah, like aunts and uncles. Like, it's really nice. But he cooks a lot, and I was like, dude, take that thing right now. It's a really nice pot. It's like navy blue with like white outlines, ceramic.
I feel like you need some new pots.
I don't need pots. I don't cook.
Why don't you cook?
The kitchen's a mess.
Why don't you cook?
But the living room, and it's clean because of me.
But why don't you cook?
I do cook.
You just said you don't.
I cook.
What do you cook?
I cook freestyles.
What do you cook for food?
Mac and cheese, ramen, eggs.
Let's be realistic.
Chicken. That's just realistic as it gets. Yeah, I love plain chicken. That's how I like it. And you don't want to start with me on that because
that's how you think you like it.
How I think I like it.
Yeah.
This was a chicken intervention?
Yeah, it is, man. What are you doing?
Enjoying my life.
At that point, just eat goy slop or something.
What the fuck is goy slop?
It's just like shit in cans that like, that's like opening up a can of corns and just eating it to fill your stomach up. Like, why even eat the chicken then if you're not going to season it?
What do you mean? What isn't that why we eat, to fill our stomach up?
To a degree.
I think you have a problem. I think you're disconnected.
I don't know, man. I make some pretty good food.
Yeah, good in what way?
It's about making it.
Good in what way? Of course it's about making it because you get excited knowing it's going to taste good preemptively.
Exactly.
Exactly is what I'm saying.
No, but it doesn't taste good. It's bland chicken.
No, I'm talking about your end.
Yes.
You're manipulating your brain. And that excitement should come from something you're not in control over. Vaguely, abstractly. Like.
So take a step back. Say that again.
So let me cook here.
I don't know, man. If you cook plain chicken, I don't know if you're going to cook right now.
Oh, I'm going to cook right now.
Okay.
I'm a philosopher. This is Philosophy 101.
So here's the problem. Here's the problem with like 40% of, or maybe 30% of the things you say on a podcast, right? The problem is, you're right, it's philosophy, and let's say you're talking philosophical, I don't know the English.
You had it, that's it.
Yeah, okay, you're talking in that type of way, right? When it's just you at the camera and you're saying these things, no one's there to say you're wrong.
Are you saying I'm wrong right now? I haven't even given a point
I'm not saying
yet.
right now. I'm saying in the past.
Oh, you might in the future too when I
Oh, definitely.
cook right now.
That's the problem though. Like, let's say I'm watching a video or it doesn't even matter. I'm watching. Let's say someone's watching and they notice like, hey, what you're saying. You go on this path, but like because there's no one to redirect you, you'll keep going down that mental path.
I'm with you
in the speech. So then, it could be like looked upon like, oh, he's saying it very wisdomly or philosophically, but if no one's there to disagree with you, then how do you know how good or wrong it is? I feel like the point is to have either a disagreement or an agreement, but if it's just you talking by yourself, there's no one there to say you're right or wrong.
What if I say it's not about me to know if it's right or wrong, it's up to the listener? It's a pretty good one.
Well, usually it's under the assumption that if you're saying it, if you're saying it yourself, that you would agree with it yourself.
Well, I mean, what if you're saying, hey, let me for an hour straight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Keeping It Real, episode 105. This episode, I'm going to say things that I don't agree with. And then for the next hour, you say things you don't agree with. I mean, that's pretty black and white, but like, just saying. Just saying words are a bit strange. And it's interesting to think about how they change when there is someone with you. I will agree. Trust me. That's why I really wanted to have you here today and not push back till Monday. Because, yeah, let's be real. It probably would have happened again. Like, we probably wouldn't have canceled it Monday. That's probably a shitty way for me to say, like, you should come now because if we cancel twice, it'll never happen. It probably would have happened. But the whole idea is
No
like,
time like the present.
you start coming every week. Yeah. So like, it's like consistency and like, let's do it today.
Yeah.
If we can't,
I really like Thursdays. My group project. Well, I mean, now.
well, then we'll do Thursday.
Now I might as well explain what we're talking about.
I canceled Thursday, right? I think I did.
No, I did.
You
Because
canceled Thursday?
my group project wanted to meet at 10 o'clock
And
in the
I
morning.
canceled Friday.
Yeah.
Well, then we'll do Thursday.
No, I want to do Thursdays, but that's when my group project meets until like the 22nd.
This is like in my world, this is like an evolution. I was doing this solo for so long, and now we have someone that I can't tell the future. This might be the last one we ever do together.
Isn't it just crazy? Like, if you keep this up, when you keep this up, you'll eventually be at like 1,000 episodes.
I feel like you're stroking my long schlong when you put the win in there.
Isn't that just a cool
that's what
idea? That's just a cool idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea, dude. It's a fucking great idea.
I think that's a great idea because think about it, right? This year you got 1,000 episodes. That's 3 years on video.
Yeah, yo, come on. You got to start some shit, man, because I want to get there. And then if you start something now, then you'll be somewhere too.
Dude, I'm working a 9 to 5 over the summer.
So film it. I don't know. What are you into? What are you into?
Dude, I'm going to be...
I wasn't necessarily into this.
I'm going to be leaving the house at 6:30 and getting it back at the house at 6:30.
Bro, this is what you could do. I have like tons of ideas. If I had different lives, these are the different things I would do. You could start today walking a mile every day.
I would have more fun if...
Reading one page of a book every day.
I want to be doing a lot of reading at my new job. Because I'm going to be reading manuals for parts. And like... so many manuals, but
yeah, maybe you become the CEO of that job. Doing one thing a little bit extra in your job every day.
See, that's the problem. In a normal job position, you can do that, but in an internship position, they actually dislike when you try and do more.
Well, it's not about what other people think.
Why don't you start cooking more? Like what if you look at it from a completely different perspective?
I'm trying to cook some chicken. Also, cooking chicken like I cook chicken is cooking chicken.
You're cooking chicken. You're not cooking chicken.
I'm cooking chicken.
Okay. What did you put on there?
Lava chicken.
Chicken jockey. I'm gonna relook at that in like 10 years and be like, what?
God, did you see the one where the kid held the chicken up?
Yeah. Yeah, did you see that
aftermath
aftermath
the
video?
screen? Yeah. No, I didn't see all I saw was the first couple seconds where the screen where the lights come on.
Dude, there's like 30 POVs of it. You can go on Instagram and find every angle in that theater.
That's beautiful.
And you can find
That's beautiful. It's about time that we start capturing viral moments like that.
Yeah, you can find the security footage. Someone already has it pulled.
That's like a Mr. Beast level production, but it happened like impromptuly. Like, you know how many cameras that guy has on the shoot?
There were 30 different perspectives from different phones you could find already.
Have you ever seen Mr. Beast videos?
All of them.
You know, lately
maybe
he's
a little
doing
too
like
much.
the 100 Twins or like whatever. Like
I saw that.
Did you watch Beast Games?
I saw the whole thing.
You know how many cameras are involved in an operation like that?
Record breaking.
It's like a
Completely
logistical wet dream, I feel like.
Oh, it is. I bet like the cameraman that had the opportunity to work in that job probably felt like it wasn't even real.
And the coolest part is Mr. Beast has no idea about it. He just is the guy that talks at this point.
No, he knows. I don't think you undervalue that.
Yeah, but what do you define as knowing? Because like you know what I do, but you don't know what I do, like how I do it.
I think he knows a good percentage because I think he's the kind of guy that wants to stay connected.
Well, there's knowing about something and there's knowing about doing something.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I mean, he probably only knows about it, but
and like what the operation that occurs is like not a like it would be is not in that time span couldn't be accomplished by one person, aka Mr. Beast. So it's like it's impossible. Like when operation scales like that, it's like it becomes this like being, or it was a being before, but now it's like this different kind of being, like Amazon. Like there's not one person that truly has a finger in every single pocket of Amazon. Yeah, there's CEOs. And like people that
it's the same thing between when you start going, like if you look at the beginning of civilization, it's the same thing when you start going from an empire to a government to up and up and up.
I guess. With the internet though, it's
spread it out.
But it's like becoming beyond scale, like beyond. Yeah, it's becoming beyond scale.
So what do you put on your chicken?
Nothing.
We mean just like you take the chicken out of the package and you throw it on the.
Yeah. And I wrap a little square of tin foil so that it doesn't leak all over the pan. I can just reuse the pan. And I pop it in the oven for 23 minutes until it gets to 165 degrees Fahrenheit.
What about when you go to a restaurant?
But then it's like soaking in its own juices.
What about when you go to a restaurant? Like, what do you get? Like, okay, let's say you walk into a restaurant, right? What do you get?
I don't know. I wouldn't be at a restaurant. It costs money.
Okay, but you've been.
Yeah.
Okay, what'd you get?
The fucking most delicious thing ever.
Okay, so you liked it.
A Big Mac.
No, genuinely.
I fucking love Big Macs. I mean, genuine.
Okay, do you love Big Macs because you eat them every time you're hungry?
Well, that's a weird question.
It's not a weird question. You can eat, like, it depends on if you're eating, like, how hungry we talking.
It depends on, like, where, like, it depends on what you want, like.
We don't got to keep this to an hour.
Oh, I know.
Do you want to?
Thanks for reminding me. I forgot to start up
a TikTok, Big Bop.
Yeah, I'd prefer to. Hey, we're not even at the 30-minute mark.
Why do you prefer to?
Well,
there's no reason. I know there is.
Well, I'd prefer to. Well, do you? If you know there is a reason. What do you think the reason is?
The reason why an hour.
Yeah.
Like, so you chose specifically 60 minutes for a reason.
No. The more my question is more of like, I know you said this particular podcast could go past an hour, and I said I know, and then you said but you don't want it to, and I said what's the reason? What did we just say? My point is, like, what you said, you assumed that I had a reason for this podcast not going past an hour.
No,
and you're right.
I wasn't saying this podcast. I meant I probably said this podcast. I meant in general your podcast.
Sure, I guess it's the same. So why? What do you think?
Why not go till we feel like we stop talking?
Well, why do you think? List some pros for why we'd stop, and I'll list some pros for why we'd keep going.
No, but I'm for the keep going. So wouldn't I list the pros for keeping going?
Yeah, normally, but this is like an interesting thought experiment.
Okay, yeah, it's called Devil's Advocate right there.
Yeah, but why gotta be devil? That's a bad way to start it because you should
Angel's Advocate.
Really try and put yourself on my feet.
How about Advocate?
I don't have.
Well, the longer it is, the more you gotta edit.
Well, the longer it is, the more I gotta edit. The editing isn't really nothing. I got muscle memory, so
exactly. You just proved my point.
Wait, was that a con?
However you take it.
And I was. That's true. This is what I think. You want to hear my actual reason for why I should stay at an hour?
Okay, yeah, tell me.
And we haven't gotten there yet. I think it's more of an instantaneous thing. Like when we get to the exact time in which it is 59 minutes and 59 seconds, whether or not I press record or not. That's very like fucking, I have like crystals and shit type of thinking. Like, bro, you got to feel the moment. But like, this is my reason for why we stop.
Okay.
Every single moment, you become a new person. Every single second. Mm-hmm. Every second that comes by, you're now you in the now. And you 5 seconds ago is like, yeah, it's you, but he must be respected as you 5 seconds ago.
Yep.
So, it's still the same. You're traveling through time as you, but in each snapshot, you have so much has changed that you cannot discredit how much change has happened, even in a couple seconds.
Yep.
So when we stretch this out to large numbers, and I know we use seconds and minutes and hours as like the standard for keeping time, but time is so complex that throwing a standard on it is a little bit insulting. So for this point I'm trying to make, let's dissect the second into so many different fractions that it's hard to even visualize. Like there's 8 billion people on the earth. You could never think of 8 billion people in one place, even though for some they could fit in Rhode Island. You ever heard that shit? Anyway,
they can't fit in. Oh, over there, like you're saying shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, I think there's some room left over. Yeah, but what would that look? Anyway, actually, like we know what it would look like, but there's still like some part of us that doesn't really understand because we haven't seen it. It's like
we can pretend to understand.
So
at certain points, close enough.
We dissect the second into so many parts that it becomes overwhelming to contemplate.
I'm just waiting for you to somehow loop this back.
I'm like on the. Like if this is a roller coaster, I'm like we're upside down.
I feel like I can see like little butterflies going from like one ear out the.
Yeah, you just dropped your phone, and I'm like, and like somebody fainted.
Oh, thank you.
Now we have so many different versions of ourselves that it's like whoa, because this concept was crazy, the time concept, and the different version of ourselves concept was crazy. And then you combine the two, and you're like, now I really don't know where we're at. So when you stretch it out to 30 minutes from now, what the fuck? Like even stretching it out 5 minutes from now, like I am in no position to actually put a hard rule on what me in 30 minutes will do. I try to guide myself, and a successful way that I've been able to do that is to create rules.
So are you saying that almost at over an hour, there could be too many tangents?
No, not at all. I'm saying for the pure sake of me making one Keeping It Real episode every single day for the rest of my life.
You need some sort of confinement.
And it's like that's what I thought when I started, and that's what I said when I started, but like it wasn't the same. I wasn't the same person. So every day that passes, I'm removed further and further from this version of myself that like started this whole thing, and it's all about respecting him.
What about this podcast?
This podcast for me personally, I guess it might not feel the same for you, but like this podcast joins the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a wall now.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but what if it was an hour 20 minutes? Then what?
Do you see what I'm saying? I guess not.
I see what you're saying for the sake of consistency, but I think it'd be different if you have a guest versus when you're by yourself, when it's just you. Because when it's just you, from your perspective, it's every time. But from the guest perspective, it's only when they're here.
Dude, this has a very good chance of going over an hour, But
you're saying if, like, I've seen other videos, like, if you're hypothetically, let's say you're 5 minutes down a hole and you're at 59 minutes, you cut off a thought halfway through.
Well, I mean, that's just how it goes.
They'll never get to know. What if the viewer never gets to know?
Until next Thursday.
It's not going to get picked back up, though.
How would you know?
It doesn't.
How would you know?
Unless you keep a track.
Well, I mean, picked back up and what's, like, even, like, we've changed topics so rapidly over the past... Over the past, like,
I'm going to change topics right now.
Do it.
Dude, you're very different night and day.
Why? Because it's nighttime?
No, I mean, like, I was watching your one episode, and then I'd watch the next episode.
Yeah.
Dude.
Nighttime, things are bad. Daytime, things are very cordial, I feel.
Dude,
is that agreed? Do you agree with that?
You're very different. You were so different from your previous self. It's like overnight you fell asleep and, like, had a crazy dream or something and changed.
Well, here's what it is. It's like I use sleep deprivation as like my current vice. You know what I'm saying? In those late hours, there's just like this calmness that washes over me, and then in the early hours, I am in absence of all that dopamine that I fed myself. So that's why I like my chicken plain, because it's just one less variable I think about.
One less variable you think about. So you're saying keeping it simple.
Keeping it simple, yes. That's like a relative. Like, it can never be simple.
You're keeping the chicken simple.
Well, it's like an effort to. Yeah.
An effort to.
Yeah.
What about diet-wise? What if you start cooking good meals for a diet?
I don't know. What, you have any like life rules? Like life? I feel like I'm pouring myself out here.
What about I don't know, last episode, a lot of mentions of my name. I forgot.
Dude, cuz you're kind of a spike in my life, I'm not going to lie.
Spikes are good.
Yeah.
Spikes are good to a degree. You don't want it to be too easy, then it's easy.
Not a bad spike. Just like a lot of mentions of your name.
I find that funny.
I picture sometimes I feel like it could be taken out of context as rude or such. And me explaining it like this is going to ruin it because it's like supposed to be unspoken. But you ever seen Kevin Hart and Shaq?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I know exactly. I always get that vibe.
Yeah.
I almost even assume that vibe too much.
And bro, you should see this skit. I think I even talked to you about it. It's a cross-referencing skit where there's like two simultaneous skits happening at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
4 guys hanging out on a couch in a living room and 4 girls hanging out on a couch in a living room.
Okay.
In both skits, and it's cutting back and forth to show you like the drastic contrast, one guy leaves and one girl leaves.
Okay.
While the guys are hanging out together, they're like, I fucking hate you, bro. I fucking hate you. While the girls are hanging out together, they're like, I love you so much.
Yeah.
And then
one girl leaves.
They're like, I hate that bitch. The women become evil. And then the guy leaves and they're like, I would die for him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is so true. I don't know why that is.
But here's the thing though.
I don't know why that is.
I feel like it's fun for me to tell that story and that skit because I'm a guy, and for some reason I think that like it's better as a guy.
Yeah, it definitely is.
What makes you say that? It's 50% both ways. The girls are
because you know how many times I know you. If you're saying this, kid, you've witnessed it. I have witnessed it.
Yeah,
Everyone's
every guy that's not in my life anymore is
sixth
like
grade.
I miss the guy more than anything in the entire world.
6th grade. Let's say you're sitting next to a female and she's next to another female. They're talking shit about another female every time.
Yeah, but
every time.
But we're talking about shit about the guy to their face every time. Right. What's better? What's worse?
I think to their face is significantly better. Or else ignorance is bliss, and that is always true.
To their face is significantly better, but how come we don't raise a guy up to their face? You see what I'm saying?
It's like,
how come we don't tell a guy he's fucking goated to his face ever?
No, we do.
No, we don't.
You don't. What do you mean? You're saying they're goated?
Yeah, I do, but it's the stereotype. It's men as like a...
Total?
Yeah.
As overall? I think they do, overall.
Yeah, no, but like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, it's a thin line, you know, if you have 4 guys sitting on the couch and one guy leaves.
Do you see what I'm saying?
The conversation's not changing that much between the guys. I don't know, I see what you're saying.
No, but I don't really like...
I don't know.
I could never be gay, man. The allure of a woman is too strong and powerful.
Yeah, I just have to be in such a different mindset. It's like
It's
like one of those things that like I wouldn't diss it because it's such a different thought.
I could get there.
I couldn't diss it without like
I actually take that back. I could totally be gay. I could be gay as hell.
Money's money, but
no, for free.
I had a thought.
Like my roommate in the next room over.
Oh, here's what it is. Ready? People that are genuinely racist.
Yeah. Well, it's a spectrum, though. You don't just, like, pass a point like, okay, now this guy's racist. That's true. Sometimes I wonder if I'm racist. And the answer is a little bit.
I think a little bit's appropriate, but, like, I've met
No, it's not appropriate. No, it is not appropriate.
Towards white guys? Oh,
no, it's not appropriate either.
Oh, I mean, what if I'm white?
I mean, at that point, it's not the word racist. It's just hate. But see, even me just saying that, it's like, I hate to get into these words, but they do have merit. It's like systemic, you know. And that's like an easy write-off word. Like I just get to say that and then feel like I'm the man. But
it's just it's
systemic. Let's move on.
Systemic, yeah. That's not.
It's the system. Anyway, how about that game last night? Racism. You can boil down to just systemic. You ever seen a podcast? You ever read a book? It's systemic. Trust me, I would know.
I read it. I was the pages when it was written.
I'm kind of a smart guy. And you might not understand what this means, but just take my word for it, pal. It's systemic. Okay.
Dude, 4 a.m.'s crazy, bro.
Yeah, it feels pretty gross. Crazy. It feels pretty gross. And you just distract yourself with talking about whatever is like...
You know, you asked you asked something about me, like right now. I forgot what it was.
Probably just asked about you.
Say a life thing, right?
Yeah.
I can't stand being lazy. Anyone, or lazy people, it's different if you're not choosing to be lazy. But people that choose to be lazy really get on my nerves. Even though they're just let's say they have the right to be lazy. You
think I'm lazy?
I don't think you're lazy because you have the merit of consistency, right?
Interesting.
But let's say there's stuff you could be doing around the house and it's your day off, and instead of doing them, you rot on the couch for the whole day and then you go to work the next day.
Oh man, that feels gross to do, by the way.
I can't stand it, dude.
Have you done it though?
I've not done it.
You've never done it?
I couldn't.
Well, there are times when it's fun.
Maybe like a few hours, but I couldn't do it. I know people I'm not even joking when I say all day versus a few hours. All day.
Yeah, I've been there. Yo, 2 years ago, I was in this little dorm room. You want to hear like a day of my life? And then I went home that summer and cried to my parents because this is what man.
When you do it like that, the way you set that up, you made it sound like you cried like the whole summer.
No. Well, no. It was... Oh. Kind of. I don't know. Okay. Get with me. Ready?
All right.
Put yourself in my body.
Okay.
Play. I was going to say pause, but I said play.
Not funny.
Okay. Moving forward. Wake up. Fucking, it's probably 5 or 6 p.m. when you wake up. All right?
Oh, hold on. 5 or 6 p.m.
Yeah, well, you've been laying in bed and, like, you've been laying in... Okay. Holy shit. I haven't, like, brought myself back here in a while.
That's another thing, dude.
Are you ready for this? I'm
trying.
Okay, so you're in this twin bed. You have 2 beds in your room because you're in a suite for 2, but...
The other one's gone?
There was never... You got a single, but they still come with 2 beds. Be careful. That thing will fucking go crazy. And so... You wake up in the bed that it's supposed to be just like the show bed that you keep made all the time. Mm-hmm. You know? Like to put stuff on or whatever.
Okay.
But your other bed is like you haven't washed the sheets in so long and it's like so gross and you've been eating in there and stuff that like you moved to the new bed one night. So you wake up in that bed. You have to piss so bad. You've been waking up like you know, every couple hours you wake up and you have to piss bad. But you don't give up.
Is this like a weekend?
No, this is like a month.
No, I mean like you're in the dorm, right?
Yeah.
How are you waking up at 6?
Bro, I had dropped my classes at this point because I was too behind or something. Or I had just given up on them. I think this might be the semester where I just got Fs because I didn't, like, just like the same mentality that I couldn't get up to piss, I couldn't even open my computer to drop my classes. I just failed them. So.
Bro.
Oh, let me keep going. Now it's 6 p.m. and, like, you finally get up just for the sake of, like, fucking, I don't know whatever got me up, but somehow I would get up.
You don't get like this itch?
You go and you piss, and you know when you hold your piss in so long that when you finally piss, it doesn't stop hurting?
Yeah, it hurts.
It's that sort of deal. Then you would,
No. All right, now I'm ready.
Okay, I had, now you're looking at your day, right? It's 5 or 6 p.m. and you've gotten up and you pissed, and now it's like, okay, what's the day? Yeah, sure, your night. You're looking at your night. What's the night looking like? Well, a couple things to keep in mind. CVS closes at midnight. You're going to want to go and steal a giant bottle of wine before it closes. And you have this giant thing of joints that you fucking rolled. And you can take this out at any time, but you want to get as drunk as you can before you get high. Because once you get high, it's like you don't want to eat anymore. So then you're thinking, all right, time to kill some time because I don't want to go steal the wine right now. I'm procrastinating stealing the wine. So I go up to the dining hall, stuff myself full of food.
Because you have a card.
Yeah. And then go back down to the room, and it is straight to the screen. Staring at the screen, YouTube until, oh, fuck, it's 11:30 p.m. Make it to CVS. Hurry. Put your big hoodie on that you can fit the bottle of wine into the pocket.
Get out of here.
Steal the giant ass bottle of Barefoot like this. It was probably
no
2
way.
liters instead of 3 liters.
How many times did you do this?
Yo, this is a daily thing. And then
they didn't catch you?
They don't. I used to work at Walgreens. It's not like
that many. How do you fit the whole bottle in there? That's impressive.
Anyway, get back to the room. Ice, right? Because this is the dope. Because you haven't eaten since the morning.
The morning.
Or 5 p.m. and now it's like 5 or 6 hours have passed, so your stomach's like growling. But now you're gonna get fucking hammered. You know, the first thing you got to do when your stomach's growling is drink a lot. So there's ice all up in the, because it gotta be cold. When it's cold, it hits harder and faster, and you just pour it in the glass, listening to music, realizing that, oh shit, now I want to like talk to people.
With any friends or just you in there?
Just me in there. But this is around the time, around 3 glasses in, like I just calling every single person I knew. Except for my homies, because I didn't want them to know that I was like that. But I was calling every single fucking person that I knew. That, like, I thought was, like... I mean, this is, like, the high school routine, too. Like, I was calling everybody that I thought might be on the same wavelength as me. You know what I'm saying? Like...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, yo, it's, like... I bet you woke up late, too, and you want to get fucking stoned. I got a ton of weed. Like, what are we doing? Where are we going? Go to the parking deck with tons of joints. Smoke. Get high. Come back. Oh, pizza probably at Checkers Pizza. And then at that point, it's just like, you're having such a good time, you don't remember it and you skip time. And then all of a sudden you wake up again at 6 p.m.
Well, how long did you do that for?
Like a month or two.
Dude, a month? That's devious work, bro.
It was a blast.
It was a blast.
It was a blast. And I had done worse when I was at home living with my parents.
See, that's crazy to me.
But at home when you're with your parents, you're forced to, like, function more, which is dangerous in its own way. Like, I can't let them know that, like, I'm that fucked up, or I can't let them know that, like, I'm sleeping through the day or whatever.
They definitely knew.
Yeah, but
they look
never,
into your eyes and tell.
Yeah, of course they knew I was stoned, but they never knew to what extent. You know, they always thought that, like...
Did they even know you dropped your classes till later?
Yeah, no, I didn't tell them that until forever later. Yeah.
Wow. I think I'd be on the verge of beating you.
Beating me. My parents would never beat me, and that's part of the way that that's part of the reason that I am how I am, is because they just always love me.
That is a problem.
A problem.
I mean, if a kid doesn't, always love, like, even if you did something bad, what was your punishment? Let's say you're 8. Let's say you're 8 and you spill a fucking gallon of paint on the couch. What's happening?
Nothing's gonna happen to me. One time I drew over the carpet with a giant Sharpie that looked just like that one, that Magnum one, and nothing happened.
Did you clean it up?
No, I didn't clean it up.
So nothing happened at all.
Yeah.
That's a problem in my eyes, and I think most people's eyes probably. You need punishment, because if you don't have punishment as a kid, you're not gonna understand.
Well, I don't think you need punishment, but you certainly need consequence. And
consequences are punishment. It's just a word. I'm not saying punishment as in, like,
I guess
physical.
so. I guess so.
Like, the definition.
I guess so. And right now, I feel like I'm being punished right now because
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I'm not. My future doesn't look like fantastic like all my peers did, and like that I went to high school with. Now they're all looking to be at the status that they're going to become their parents, like wealth wise. And I work at Jersey Mike's. But wouldn't you say, like...
Well, it's better that you acknowledge it than never acknowledge it, because there's some situations when...
But I like working at Jersey Mike's.
I like working at Jersey Mike's too.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any right or wrong.
No, there is right or wrong.
What do you think right is, though? Because I'm not looking at you and saying, like, oh, my parents parenting me the way that I was right. I'm just saying, like...
Then what are you saying?
I'm more inquiring. Why are you so quick to say it was wrong?
Because it doesn't give you a realistic perspective. That's why it would be wrong.
Well, realistically, I would say to you, I think both your parents and my parents tried their best. Wouldn't you agree?
I would say both of our situations, yes, but some parents don't try their best.
Well, that's a whole different ballgame. But when we're comparing how you and I were raised, that's where I'd want to start. They both tried their best.
That's true. We would like to hope. They're at 10% their
true,
potential.
True. But
we don't know.
Yeah, but
we can assume.
That's cynical. Yo, I'm gonna have this kid, but I'm gonna be hella nonchalant.
Keep it cool.
It's whatever.
It's whatever.
Yeah, she's pregnant. Yeah, no condom.
Emma. Second date. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, coming up, man.
That's crazy.
It's fucking terrifying.
Damn, bro. You actually... Which coworker did you ask out? If you don't dox it, then...
Sienna. How would you not guess that?
I don't know who you were. I don't know everybody. Dude, I'm there for 4 days a month.
But you know everybody.
Well, there's new people sometimes I never see.
Yeah, I guess.
Sienna's wild. It's not that wild.
I know. I'm gonna have to say something to her. She sent me a nice text back.
Just tell her you took a bunch of ketamine or something.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna apologize again in person when I see her next, because I kind of like.
No, in the book bag. I don't know. It kind of feels like high school-y. Yeah,
that's where I'm at when it comes to this sort of stuff. Like, that's all I got in me. And can you, bro? I would want to just say, when I look at you and my buddy Sam in there, whose girlfriend is here for the weekend, y'all motherfuckers don't even know.
I know you don't know.
You don't even fucking know.
I know.
You don't even. I would love to see you be single right now. It is the most craziest thing in the entire world.
I don't know, man. I'm a pretty chill guy.
I like to think I am too, but being single?
Yeah, that's a whole different game. In this economy?
Yeah. Yes.
Like, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
How much you paying in rent here again? You're good. You're like under $650, right?
Yeah, it's all right at $650.
$650. That's
Yeah.
good.
It might be up there. I don't really know. I'm gonna stay here for another year, and then, dude,
Then what?
My brother's got an apartment in New York City. He'll probably move again in a year. What if he gets one with an extra bedroom, and I save the money and move there?
Do you want to be there?
So bad.
Why?
So bad.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, tell me. What's the longest amount of period you've been in a city?
All right.
Tell me the day wise.
I'm not saying I'd take advantage of it because you can't know until you get there. But don't you want to put yourself in situations where there can be more things to be taken advantage of? New York City is the most beautiful place on earth.
Okay. Let's say you were there, right? Would you be working a 9 to 5 while you're there?
Oh, totally. Yeah, and that's probably how I would like begin to actually like evolve into the person that I see New York City making me is my coworkers, my job. Like that's probably what would do it. Cuz like right now like I used to have before I started working at Jersey Mike's, I would have these manic nights where I would like start packing for New York City. And like, you know,
I don't know.
You don't, but it was really rough up here. It was really fucking rough because like it was really, really rough. It was like taking, what's the hardest drug you ever taken? What's the most like euphoric state you've ever found yourself in?
Probably an oxy.
Where you're like raising above the world. It's like the most beautiful thing in the world. That's what I would inflict on myself when I'd be sitting on that couch and none of my roommates.
Oh man, we're on camera here, man.
Yeah, it's all right. I remember one time, dude. Drugs don't matter, and the fact that you took them also doesn't matter. One of the most memorable times I ever took acid, the buddy that I took it with, like revealed that he had taken oxys and Ambien and stuff.
At the same time, or like
no, just at a different point in his life.
Ah, okay.
And I could tell that like it was like a world-bending secret. But
a world-bending secret.
Yeah. You going through my notes?
I believe it is a similar situation to dopamine manipulation.
That's relevant. That's what I'm trying to avoid here.
When isn't it?
So I think that I should be at New York City, but it's all about like the way that I.
Why do you think that though?
Because there's people. There's more people there.
Do you need more people? Is that how you feel?
Yeah.
There's people here.
I know there's people here.
You want more people?
For me, yes. Moving to New York City will be like the most selfish thing I ever do.
If you do it.
Right.
Where would you even start?
Because you gotta like. Where would I start?
Yeah, where would you start?
Probably like one of these days coming up, like this next couple month or two, I'd start fucking saving. It'd probably start with saving a little bit of money.
How much would you save?
Probably like $100 out of my next paycheck into an account called New York City. That'd probably be a good start.
What would you need that total number to be at before you went? Okay.
Enough for 1 month rent.
That's it. You would give yourself 1 month of rent's worth of pay.
Yeah, because that would be a vast improvement on 2 weeks.
You think 1 month?
Last time I already moved to New York City and I failed. I lasted 2 weeks.
You were in a place there for 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I actually have
How
already.
did you get to there?
That's actually my second attempt. My first attempt was on a motorcycle, and it was just 1 or 2 days, and I wasn't even in. I was in Brooklyn.
Was it the money?
No.
Or what was it?
It's like this thing. It's like a relationship for me. It's like.
Like, what was the thought, right? It's the second
it's this
day.
Chaotic. It's like I need to go home. Like you just give. It's like this. It's like you can't. I don't know how to.
So what makes you think that you won't feel that again if you're 2 months in?
I most certainly will. Just like as this goes on, the keeping it real thing. Just like as this goes on, I'm sure there's going to be like even worse nights where I'm like, okay, this night is like the top night where I don't want to do this at all.
I don't know, man. But if you even think there's a possibility that you're not going to be there for a long period of time, You would give yourself 1 month of rent. Let's say someone handed you right now, here's 1 month's worth of rent to go to New York. You would go.
Well, it's even just that metric. Like, I have an ongoing lease for the next year. I have all this shit. I have
Exactly.
So
let's say.
So my starting point would be saving money, but I would hope, for example, I started this YouTube thing with a 30-second clip of me saying I think I wanted to be a teacher. I just got in front of the camera for 30 seconds I just started, and I hoped one day something, and it's happening. But it's not. It might not keep happening,
Dude, that's a big change, man.
Big changes are important. Big changes make people good people. I think someone that's had big changes in their life is more valuable for you to be around. And I want to be valuable. I want to be useful. Doesn't everybody?
Are you saying big positive changes or big changes? Because that's 2 different things.
Just big changes. There's no such thing as a negative change.
That's not true. That's completely wrong.
Name one.
Okay, I'm going to start doing heroin tomorrow and be homeless. That's an awful change. That's negative and big.
Yeah, but maybe...
What are you saying right now?
Maybe you look back one day and realize if I hadn't started doing heroin...
No, that is a bad thought. That is a bad thought, in my opinion. You could maybe, that's the thing. The future is a maybe, but if you did it, that would be the now. So you're having a negative change for the possibility of a maybe for that change to somehow lead into a butterfly effect, into a good change.
Dude, that's what I kind of thought. I kind of had this thought in the back of my mind when I got really stoned for the first time. I was probably like, this will be a good character arc.
Be a good character arc.
And then it became way harder than I ever could have imagined to stop doing it,
See, that's another thing, right? Do you feel like you have an addictive personality?
I've been through this conversation lots because of where I've come from, and this is one of those debates where it's heavily dependent on our definitions of the words that we use, like addictive, and it just goes down that rabbit hole for me, and for that purpose it just kind of blends in with all the other ones, like the good or bad conversation, and it becomes a little bit uninteresting.
I guess you could do it in the unit of how many cigarettes could you smoke and not be addicted? Could you go through a pack in a month and not be addicted? Well, I don't know.
Well, we're right back to it. You just use this. You use addicted again.
That's the thing.
What do you mean that's the thing?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's so opinion based, but I've definitely met people where it's a clear line. They have an addictive personality. There's a difference between them being addicted to something chemically because of the substance they're doing versus because it's on their side of it.
What if they're just a little bit autistic?
See that?
Don't you think those things correlate? Maybe
you could answer that with anything. You could say, "What if they're just a little bit autistic for so many things?"
Yeah. Does that make it any less true?
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
But that is such a big problem. Is when you get into these kind of ideas, and you're filming it by yourself. There's no one there to tell you no.
Oh, right. Yeah, but that goes the same for the guy that is pushing to become the what's something that you aspire. I was going to use this example or that example, but I really want to use one that resonates with you. I mean, doesn't that go for the same for the guy that is alone in the workshop? He
okay,
millions of people know his name, and he works on these cars, and he is almost I think when we use the word addiction, it's in a negative context, right? So
it can be positive.
But for this, I mean, what I'm saying here is this man is addicted to his work. He wrenches all fucking day long, and there's no one there to tell him anything.
Does he have a family? Does he have kids? Is he being paid by his boss? Is he making good money? Is he setting up a bank account for his kids? I mean, what is he doing?
Well, this is what I want. Are you trying to maybe point out to me that it could be a bad thing for me to speak to the camera at certain hours of certain days or something?
See, it's a thin line because it would depend upon the certain things you're saying.
Okay. Would it though?
It would. Let's say you're saying something radical versus, and let's say you've somehow, because of the way you approach this topic, you're looking at it from a different perspective. is if you approach this topic from a different way, right? Because you know how like the path your brain takes to approach a topic, when you approach that topic from a different path versus a different path, the way you think about it is different, even though it's the same topic, right? So if there's no one there to, let's say hypothetically you need a redirection in a path. Let's say you don't need a redirection.
Well,
how would you know?
How is that someone, like, how are we going to put that someone in the position to say, like, okay, here's the redirect? Like, who says they're right or wrong?
See, that's the thing about right or wrong. I think there is...
Certainly isn't me. And
a factoid, right? Let's talk about a factoid. Because there's facts and there's factoids. Factoids are something that is so commonly mistaken as true that it becomes true.
Oh.
So if there's...
Like, I got one for you. If you took all your veins and arteries out and wrapped them around the world, they would circle the Earth 3.5 times. False. They actually wouldn't go around once. They'd make it about 1/3 of the way.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You'd actually die first, but... I think there is like a statistically correct. Like, let's say you had 1,000 people and the opinions of 80% of them said one thing. And then the people that disagreed, they're not necessarily wrong, but if you look at the opinion of the majority, they are wrong.
Yeah, but for forever, the opinion of the majority was that Earth was the center of the universe. For a long time, the opinion of the majority was that black people should be used as machines and property. For a long time, the opinion of the majority...
No.
Yes.
The opinion of the majority would include everybody. You mean the majority as being the states or that did it at the time?
Well, I mean, fuck that example. For a long time, the opinion of the majority was that...
And we can't even prove that.
There's tons of them. There's tons of them. You just like I can't.
You can't change it from small picture to big
just
picture.
like I can't look at you and say I'm right. You also can't look at me and say I'm wrong.
That's true, but there's.
So then we're left.
Majority
but now we're on the same page of like trying to figure out what right and wrong is.
That's not our job.
Whose job is it?
I don't know, man. Somebody's job. We ain't. We ain't philosophically qualified enough to answer that question.
I can't deflect that. It's definitely my job. I'm not saying I think I'll ever get there, but it's certainly my responsibility to attempt.
Is it?
Oh yeah. Because every time I stop attempting, I just become mush.
I don't know. Lazy people that are being lazy intentionally versus not intentionally.
I don't like segregate though. I don't like that. Respectfully, I don't like that framework. There's lazy and there's not lazy.
No, there is lazy and not lazy.
I don't think so.
I'm saying, let's say it's someone who has the choice, right?
We all do. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, I'd say
even if laziness brings you death, you still have the choice.
But I'm not saying like what I'm saying is correct. I'm saying from my perspective, it would be a pet peeve because when I try and do it, I get like an itch to get up. But I know not everyone experiences that.
I get you. I guess I just would. I'm scared of your perspective because I know if I adopted it, there'd be lots of bad things that would happen.
Like you said earlier. That's like the thing where, like, if it's a big change negative, down the line, you could reflect it as a good change.
You also haven't elaborated a lot on it. It's just a couple words you've said based on, I feel like it's tempting to go about describing your own frameworks and, like, mind sparingly, because when you leave descriptive words out and you shorten things down, you get to, like, hide behind the shield of someone else's perception. You know what I'm saying? But no one can tell me how you think except for you. So in reality, you're just doing me a disservice.
Doing you a disservice.
Yeah, by not trying your absolute hardest to explain to me what you truly mean when you.
What do you think about it?
That doesn't work like that. I don't know.
I got a knock-knock joke.
I just told you what I thought.
I got a knock-knock joke.
Knock-knock. Wait, you asked me?
Yeah, but you guys started.
Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Me?
I don't fucking know.
I gotta start your knock-knock joke?
Yeah, that's the joke.
Man, you just changed the topic. I'm with it though. I have something for you, Pete.
Nah, do you get you don't agree to an extent that like
I don't know where
it's negative if people intentionally proceed to be lazy for no benefit?
It's not about what I agree or not. It's like,
well,
I want to know like what happened throughout your life that has led you to like stand by that question, or even like that's what I want to know. You see what I'm saying?
Because I used to be addicted to video games.
Okay.
Oh, you can leave it like that.
Okay. I'm actually cutting you off. I have a gift for you, and this episode's over.
It's not over. It's not over, and we're not cutting it.
That's yours.
Damn.
I want you to have it.
We're not cutting it. He's cutting it right out. Chat, this is not legal. I
feel like I'm like about to kill somebody.
I did not consent to cutting the mic off. There's no reason to. What? No, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't consent to this.
I have a lot of work to do. All right.
There's no reason. You have a lot of work to do. Let's lay it out. Let's talk about it. How much work do you have to do?
Thursday, right? Thursday.
Okay, no. Seriously, don't cut it.
A lot.
Okay, could you
I'm gonna
write
cut
out
it.
how much work you have to do right now until, let's say, 10 o'clock?
It's getting cut. I'm going to cut it.
You want to cut it?
Yes, of course I want to cut it.
Why?
Why would you do this to me, man? Fuck.
Why?
That is a cool.
Where'd you get this from?
That was a gift to me.